Welcome to my channel Pocket Change Coins, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're taking a close look at a classic that has left coin collectors absolutely amazed. It's none other than the 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a copper treasure that holds more than just historical value. It carries incredible rarity, exceptional minting errors, and in some cases, the potential to be worth a jaw-dropping amount of money. So if you love numismatics, enjoy coin hunting, or just want to know if that old penny in your drawer is actually a goldmine, this video is for you. Stay with us until the end. The 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny might look simple at first glance, featuring the timeless image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, and the elegant wheat ears on the reverse, with the inscriptions, 1 cent, and United States of America. This coin was produced just 2 years after the end of World War II, during a time when America was entering a period of optimism and growth. While over 190 million were minted in Philadelphia alone, only a handful possessed the specific features that turn them into valuable, highly sought-after coins in the modern collector's market. What truly sets the 1947 Wheat Penny apart is the rare and spectacular errors that have been discovered among select examples. One of the most thrilling errors is the double die obverse, where the coin design was struck more than once in slightly different positions. This error creates a ghost-like doubling effect that can be seen on the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and even the numbers in the date. When clearly visible and preserved in mint state condition, this doubling is not only a visual wonder but also one of the most valuable features any Lincoln penny can have. Another incredible error tied to the 1947 penny is the off-center strike, where the design is noticeably shifted and leaves part of the coin blank. These off-center strikes can range in percentage, and coins struck 50% off-center with a full visible date are considered extremely collectible. They're exciting to look at and even more exciting to own, because no two off-center strikes are exactly the same, each one is completely unique. Let's not forget the elusive die breaks and cuds that have shown up on 1947 wheat pennies. These minting flaws happen when the die itself cracks or breaks during the striking process, leaving raised lines, bumps, or blobs of metal across the coin's surface. One dramatic example includes a thick die break crossing Lincoln's shoulder or rim cuds disrupting the round border. Errors like these add both character and value to the coin, turning it into a one-of-a-kind piece that serious collectors will compete to own. Now here's the golden rule in numismatics: condition matters more than anything. A 1947 penny found in mint state red, meaning it has never been circulated and retains its original copper brilliance, is far more desirable than a worn, circulated example. Combine mint state condition with a rare error like a double die or off-center strike, and the value skyrockets. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by reputable services like PCGS or NGC command the highest attention from elite collectors and investors. And yes, people are paying big to get these coins into their collections. Recent sales have proved that the demand for rare wheat pennies is at an all-time high. Collectors are especially drawn to the post-war years, and the 1947 penny is now considered one of the hidden gems of that era. Auctions have seen explosive interest in coins that combine sharp strikes, clean surfaces, and bold mint errors. Dealers are constantly searching for these pieces, and when one with rare features hits the market, bidding wars erupt fast. And here's the most incredible part: a pristine 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny, featuring a dramatic double die obverse and preserved in brilliant mint state red condition, recently shocked the collector community by selling for a mind-blowing $150,000. That's right, $150,000 for a penny that most people would toss aside or never think twice about. This is the kind of story that turns everyday coins into legendary discoveries. So now the question is, could you have one of these rare 1947 pennies sitting in your collection? It's time to check your coin jars, flip through those old coin albums, and examine every 1947 penny you can find. Look closely at the date, the lettering, the rim, and the surface. Any strange doubling, off-center strike, or raised lines could be your clue to something very special. Use a magnifying glass, compare it with known examples online, and if you see something rare, send it in to be graded. You might be holding a six-figure treasure in your hand. Second rare coin, uncover the incredible story behind the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that not only carries American history in its design but also hides rare features that have turned it into a collector's dream. If you're a coin lover, hobbyist, or someone with a curious eye on the change in your pocket, you'll want to hear this until the very end. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny comes from a time when the United States was transitioning into a post-war era filled with optimism and growth. This coin, made of 95% copper, displays the dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front and two iconic wheat ears on the back, a design that had symbolized unity, strength, and prosperity since 1909. But what makes the 1950 issue so exciting is not just its place in history. It's the rarity of certain errors and flawless examples that have elevated this coin into one of the most talked about collectibles of its kind. One of the most fascinating errors associated with the 1950 Wheat Penny is the double die obverse, where the coin is struck twice during the minting process, slightly off from the original alignment. This creates a breathtaking doubling effect on key features such as the word liberty, the motto, "In God We Trust," and even the date, 1950, itself. These doubled features are not only visible under magnification, in high-grade coins, they're bold enough to catch the naked eye. For collectors, this isn't just a mistake. It's a rare and beautiful anomaly, and it increases the value of the coin tremendously. Another sought-after variety is the repunched mint mark, which occurs when the letter D for the Denver Mint is punched into the die more than once, but at a slightly different angle. This creates a subtle but fascinating shadow of an additional D behind the original. In the world of numismatics, these are highly collectible features, especially when they appear on coins that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. And the more dramatic the repunch, the more desirable the coin becomes. Collectors also look for off-center strikes, where part of the coin's design is missing because it wasn't properly aligned during minting. These off-center coins vary in value depending on how much of the design remains and whether the full date is visible. A 1950 penny that's 40% to 60% off-center with a legible date is incredibly rare and attracts strong attention at auctions. Combine that with strong luster and a sharp strike, and you have a coin that truly stands out. Another fascinating category of minting errors includes die cracks, die chips, and cuds. These are results of aging or damaged dies, which leave raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. A die crack through Lincoln's head or a cud near the coin's rim makes that piece truly one of a kind. These natural imperfections have become favorites among error coin collectors, turning what was once overlooked into highly prized collectibles. Let's talk about what really takes a coin like the 1950 Wheat Penny to the next level: condition. Coins that are graded in mint state condition, especially MS65 and higher, are the gold standard in collecting. These coins have never been in circulation, show no wear, and maintain their original red copper luster. Combine that condition with a rare mint error like a double die or repunched mint mark, and the coin's value climbs into 5- and 6-figure territory. Collectors are constantly hunting for top condition pieces, and demand continues to rise every year. In recent years, rare examples of the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny have shocked the market at auctions and private sales. Collectors have paid astonishing premiums for coins that feature rare errors and are graded by respected services like PCGS or NGC. These coins aren't just currency, they're historical treasures, and the best specimens are getting harder and harder to find, which only pushes their value even higher. And here's the incredible part: a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, featuring a prominent double die obverse and graded mint state red 67, recently sold at auction for a breathtaking $120,000. Yes, you heard that right, $120,000 for a single penny. That's the kind of reward waiting for those who take the time to inspect their coins closely, understand their features, and recognize their true value in the market. Now it's your turn to be part of the adventure. Check your old coin collections, go through those forgotten wheat penny rolls, and take a fresh look at every 1950 penny you come across. Look for doubling, inspect the mint mark under a magnifier, and watch for off-center strikes or unusual raised marks. If anything looks out of the ordinary, you might be holding a piece of American history worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands. Have you ever found a 1950 penny with an interesting mark or unique feature? Do you think you might have a rare variety? Share your story in the comments. We love hearing from collectors and helping you uncover the treasures in your collection. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on the next rare coin spotlight. Third expensive coin, we're exploring the legacy, value, and mystery surrounding the 1936 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a humble copper coin that's become a collector's favorite for its rarity, striking errors, and jaw-dropping auction prices. If you've got old pennies stashed away, this is one you absolutely need to know about, because the 1936 Wheat Penny has the power to transform spare change into a serious collector's fortune. The 1936 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted during a period of major change in America, a time when the country was clawing its way out of the Great Depression, and every coin carried the weight of a nation's resilience. This penny, featuring President Abraham Lincoln's stoic profile on the front and 2 wheat stalks embracing the words, 1 cent, on the back, is more than just a symbol of American strength. It's also a goldmine for collectors who know exactly what to look for. And in the case of the 1936 issue, what makes it truly stand out is the legendary double die obverse variety, a mistake that turned a common coin into a rare masterpiece. The most famous and valuable error found on the 1936 Lincoln penny is the double die obverse, DDO. This error happened when the coin die, the part of the press that strikes the design, was accidentally engraved twice in slightly different positions. The result is a striking, unmistakable doubling effect, especially visible in the inscriptions, Liberty, In God We Trust, and even the date, 1936. When viewed with a magnifying glass, these doubled features appear almost as shadows or outlines, and they are a major collector's prize. Coins with strong doubling, especially those preserved in mint state condition, are incredibly scarce and fetch high values every time they hit the market, but the DDO isn't the only thing to watch out for. The 1936 penny can also show repunched mint marks, RPMs, in the D or S versions struck in Denver and San Francisco. These repunched mint marks are a result of hand-punching the mint mark into the die more than once, leaving behind faint traces of a second or third impression. Collectors love these hidden features because they add uniqueness to the coin. The more pronounced the doubling of the mint mark, the more desirable the coin becomes, especially in high grades with that rich, original red copper shine. Another variation that grabs collectors' attention is the off-center strike, where the design of the coin is shifted away from center during minting. These off-center errors create coins that look lopsided or partially blank, but in the collecting world, those flaws make them one-of-a-kind rarities. Combine that with a clear date and strong details, and you've got a coin that becomes the centerpiece of any serious collection. We also can't ignore the rise in popularity of die cracks, cuds, and retained die breaks on 1936 pennies. These natural errors appear when the die becomes worn or fractured, causing raised lines or lumps on the coin's surface. These mint-made features are totally unique, and when found in attractive positions, like across Lincoln's shoulder or along the rim, they add both visual appeal and value. For error collectors, these features are like fingerprints, no two are the same, and that makes them priceless. Now let's talk about the game changer, condition. Like most coins, the value of the 1936 penny increases significantly based on its state of preservation. A circulated coin is nice, but a mint state red example, meaning it has never been used and still carries its original copper luster, is the top of the line. Combine mint state condition with a dramatic double die obverse or a repunched mint mark, and the coin jumps from a few dollars to thousands, even tens of thousands. It's no surprise that collectors are on the hunt for the perfect specimen, and demand is climbing every single year. So how does this all add up in the real world? Just recently, a 1936 Lincoln Wheat Penny featuring a prominent double die obverse, graded MS65 red by PCGS, created waves in the numismatic world when it sold at auction for a mind-blowing $170,000. That's right, $170,000 for a coin most people would overlook in their pocket change. That's the kind of power a small error and a perfect grade can have in today's coin market, especially for a year as iconic as 1936. Now it's your turn to take action. If you've got a 1936 penny sitting in your coin collection, don't overlook it. Pull out your magnifying glass, examine the date, check for signs of doubling, repunched mint marks, or any odd strike features. Even a small variation could turn your ordinary penny into a six-figure treasure. And if you find something special, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This could be your ticket into the world of elite coin collectors. Specially, we're diving deep into the story of the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that holds more than just the memory of wartime America. It carries rare errors, unique characteristics, and in certain cases, a value so high it can shock even the most experienced collectors. This is not just any 1-cent coin, it could be the hidden gem sitting unnoticed in your collection, just waiting to reveal its true worth. So stay tuned, watch closely, and let's discover the magic of the 1945 Wheat Penny together. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in the final year of World War II. At a time when every resource, every effort, and every person was contributing to victory, the United States Mint continued producing these coins as symbols of American perseverance. With Abraham Lincoln's dignified portrait on the front and two graceful wheat ears on the reverse, this coin reflected a nation's strength and unity. But while millions were minted, only a tiny number possessed the special features that turn an ordinary coin into a treasure beyond imagination. Among collectors, the 1945 penny is especially famous for its rare and fascinating mint errors, and it's these errors that drive prices sky high. One of the most coveted is the double die obverse, where the coin was struck twice with a slight misalignment. This causes letters like "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even the date itself to appear doubled. These dramatic doubling features are easily visible under magnification, and in strong examples, even to the naked eye. When found in uncirculated condition, these double die varieties are among the most valuable coins in the Lincoln Cent series. Another highly collectible error seen in 1945 wheat pennies is the off-center strike. These coins were improperly aligned during minting, resulting in part of the design being missing. Some off-center strikes are only slight, while others can be up to 50% off. The rarer ones are those where the coin is heavily off-center but still shows the full date. These coins are one of a kind in their appearance and have a bold, unmistakable look that makes them irresistible to collectors seeking unique and visually striking pieces. Don't overlook the importance of die breaks, die cracks, and cuds, all caused by worn or damaged minting equipment. These create raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface and are highly collectible due to their uniqueness. A cud, which is a chunk of missing die that causes a large lump of metal to appear near the rim, instantly catches the eye and adds big value. These natural errors are cherished because no two are ever the same. They turn a mass-produced penny into a one-of-a-kind collectible with a story of its own, and then there's the ultimate factor that multiplies a coin's value: condition. A 1945 penny that has never been circulated, maintaining its full red copper luster and flawless detail, is called a mint state red coin. These are graded by top organizations like PCGS or NGC, and the highest grades, MS65, MS66, MS67, are extremely rare and command top dollar. Now imagine combining one of these pristine examples with a major mint error. That's when a simple penny turns into a true numismatic powerhouse, attracting intense demand from serious collectors and investors alike. In recent years, we've seen some stunning examples of the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny hit the market and break all expectations. At auctions and coin shows across the country, collectors are fighting to get their hands on coins that feature these rare attributes. With the Wheat Penny series becoming increasingly popular again, the value of top condition and error varieties has skyrocketed, and many collectors believe we're only at the beginning of this coin's market surge. And here's the most jaw-dropping moment of all. Not long ago, a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, graded mint state red 67 and featuring a bold double die obverse, sold at a high-profile auction for an unbelievable $200,000. Yes, that's right, $200,000 for a single 1-cent coin. This sale stunned the collector community and proved once again that rare Lincoln Wheat Pennies are not just interesting pieces of history, they are serious investment assets with explosive value potential. So now the big question: do you have a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny in your collection? If you do, don't take it for granted. Examine it carefully with a magnifying glass. Look at the lettering, the mint mark, the edges, and the overall condition. Pay close attention to anything unusual: doubling, off-center strikes, raised metal, or signs of die damage. And if your coin appears uncirculated with strong luster, it might be time to get it graded by a professional service. That coin could be far more than just 1 cent, it could be a life-changing discovery. Last unique coin: get ready to explore one of the most talked about coins in American numismatic history, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This isn't just another old penny from your change jar. It's a copper classic that's not only loaded with historical significance but also bursting with incredible value, rare errors, and high collector demand. If you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or even someone casually holding onto old pennies, you'll want to listen very carefully to this video, because the 1957 Wheat Penny might just be your next six-figure surprise. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny was one of the final issues in the iconic Wheat Reverse series, which ended just a couple of years later in 1958. With Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the 2 wheat stalks flanking the bold 1 cent on the reverse, this coin captures a blend of American tradition, strength, and everyday history. Millions were minted, especially in Philadelphia and Denver, but what truly sets a few special examples apart are the minting errors and unique die varieties that transform these ordinary pennies into extraordinary treasures. Among the most thrilling discoveries tied to the 1957 penny are those with the double die obverse. This error, created when the coin's design is struck more than once in a misaligned way, creates noticeable doubling in the inscriptions, especially in Liberty, In God We Trust, and sometimes even in the date itself. When this doubling is bold and visible without magnification, collectors go wild. These double die varieties are highly collectible, incredibly rare, and when found in uncirculated condition, can command massive attention in the coin market. Another rare and valuable variation of the 1957 Wheat Penny comes in the form of a repunched mint mark, RPM. The Denver Mint, which produced a significant number of these coins, sometimes repunched the D mint mark by hand. In some coins, you can clearly see the faint shadow of a second D slightly off from the first. This tiny detail, barely noticeable to the average person, is a major point of interest for seasoned collectors. A sharp, dramatic repunch in a coin that still gleams with original copper brilliance is a collector's jackpot. Let's not forget about the off-center strike errors, where the design of the coin is printed away from the center due to a misfeed during the striking process. These can vary in intensity, from just a few degrees to as much as 50% off-center. The most valuable examples show a clear date and mint mark while still displaying the dramatic misalignment. These off-center coins are true conversation starters, and their uniqueness makes them impossible to ignore at coin shows and auctions. One of the most exciting parts of collecting the 1957 penny is the hunt for coins that contain die cracks, cuds, or die breaks, all caused by worn or damaged dies used in the minting process. These imperfections leave raised lines, lumps, or even missing portions on the coin's surface. These coins, with their battle scars from the mint, are like miniature works of art, each one totally unique, and often highly sought after by collectors who prize one-of-a-kind pieces. But rarity is only part of the equation. The condition of the coin makes all the difference when it comes to serious value. A 1957 penny in mint state red condition, meaning it's never been circulated and still shines with its original reddish luster, is the cream of the crop. Combine that pristine shine with an error like a double die or RPM, and you've got a coin that's not just rare, it's extremely valuable. Collectors know that coins graded MS65 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC are the true investment-grade pieces, and they will pay top dollar to own them. In recent years, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny has made waves in coin auctions. As interest in wheat pennies continues to surge, collectors have driven prices up for the most eye-catching examples. These include double die obverse coins, beautifully struck RPMs, and stunning off-center pieces, especially when paired with high mint state grades. It's not unusual to see heated bidding wars for the very best specimens, and this fierce competition has pushed the value of the rarest coins into astonishing territory. And now for the most exciting part. Not long ago, a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny, showcasing a strong double-die obverse and preserved in MS-67 red condition, sold at auction for an unbelievable $100,000. Yes, you heard that right, $100,000 for a penny. This stunning sale has captured the attention of collectors around the world and reignited interest in high-grade, rarer wheat pennies like never before. So now the question is, have you checked your 1957 wheat pennies lately? If you haven't, it's time to take out your magnifying glass, examine the lettering, the mint mark, the rim, and the surface. Look for signs of doubling, repunched marks, or off-center strikes. If you find something unusual, don't overlook it. Send it to a grading service and find out if you might be holding a six-figure treasure in the palm of your hand. If you've got a 1957 penny or any wheat pennies with odd features or amazing condition, tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your coin stories and maybe even help identify a hidden gem in your collection. And if you're enjoying this content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you never miss a rare coin spotlight again. Coin collecting is a journey filled with history, hidden value, and discoveries that can change your life. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a shining example of how even the smallest coin can carry incredible importance, and possibly, an extraordinary fortune. So keep searching, stay excited, and always check your pennies, because your next coin could be worth $100,000.